What up guys, this is JZNES back again with another video. This time we're talking about Fortune Street, surprisingly. I know you're probably all expecting Final Fantasy 6 or 3 or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but guess what, we're not doing that. We're playing Fortune Street. This game came out in like 2011, and I remember the day I went and bought it. I had a Target gift card for like $60 for some reason. So I went and used it at Target to buy this for $60. And I don't know if that was the best deal. It was way cheaper later on, but you know what? It's a game that I don't necessarily see out in the wild all the time. So like, maybe it's a little bit uncommon. I don't fucking know. Probably not. I mean, I know it didn't do super well here, but hold on a second. It didn't do super well here, unfortunately. But this is like a really famous, long-running series in Japan, and they're still getting their games. First of all, let me just say, why don't we have Fortune Street on Switch? It would be like the greatest fucking idea to ever exist. Like, the Switch is a party game machine. It's meant for this kind of stuff. We need Fortune Street on Switch, please. And don't put all the Final Fantasy characters in there. Do it just like you did with this one. Dragon Quest characters, Mario characters, maybe add some Zelda characters in there. That'd be cool. I'm down with Zelda. I love Zelda. Earthbound, I don't know, make it Super Smash Brothers for all I care. Super Smash Brothers party game. That's a different game now. Who cares? Fuck that game. Alright, we're talking about Fortune Street, which is solely Mario characters and Dragon Quest characters. They said, you know what they said to themselves? Hey, let's take Dragon Quest, one of the greatest RPG franchises of all time, and Mario, and we're gonna boom, put them together like that. Now, you know, that's cool and everything, and that's the best part of the game is not the best part of the game. It's one of the many great aspects of the game is that it has both sets of characters in one thing. Now, what's cool about this game is it really stands up to games like Mario Party 2, which is probably the greatest party game of all time, in my opinion, because it's amazing, it's fantastic, it's a 10 out of 10, it's gold, man, you know? That's the stuff you want right there. But Fortune Street, it's more, it's a cross between, like, something like this and Monopoly, you know? That game that y'all hate to play because it fucking pisses you off and it takes 1,000,000 hours to play. Just admit defeat early, you know? If it's not gonna work out, it's not gonna work out. That's the idea of Monopoly. That's all you gotta do, to make that game nice, sweet, and short. Anyway, so Fortune Street, you know, I got this thing, like I said, back in like 2011 when it came out. I'm like, dude, there's a game that's a board game with Dragon Quest characters and Mario characters, and this is a time where we're heavily into the N64 era and recapturing the nostalgia of my childhood of playing like stuff like Mario Party 2 again, and I was introducing this stuff to my friends. This is this magical time in terms of video games for me, and I remember when I first got the game and I was telling my friends about it. I'm like, yeah, it's like Mario Party crossed with Monopoly. It's fucking awesome. And we sat down and played it, and we ended up really enjoying it. I don't remember the first few times, but it became this infamous meme between me and my friends that Fortune Street is a game that makes us hate each other, basically, because we all go savage on each other whenever we play it. Now, everyone says that's what Mario Party does to you, but I've never had that experience with Mario Party, per se. Probably, maybe I've had it before, but I haven't had it to the extent that Fortune Street does this to us, you know? Fortune Street really tears us a new asshole in terms of friendships and stuff, but that's how you know that we're good friends and we can overcome anything, is we can play Fortune Street together. But, anyway, Fortune Street is a game, like I said, takes best elements of Mario Party, best elements of Monopoly, puts them together, and it's really cool. What you do, kind of, is you go around a board and you try to get properties, and you can buy stocks and stuff, which, like, there's different districts, and you can, when you buy stocks, it invests into those districts, so like whenever anybody's upgrading or making money off of those districts, you're also making a little bit on the side off of it. And stocks also help your total net worth, which your net worth is how you win the game. The net worth is this number that keeps going up when you buy stuff, and it keeps going down when you like lose money and stuff, or if you just gain free money, it'll go up. It's pretty accurate to your whole net worth or whatever, and So you want this number to get to a certain amount, and then once that gets to a certain amount, whoever gets to the bank first with that certain amount wins, basically. Which kind of sucks, because it's like, in the time that it could take you to get to the bank, which at the bank you can buy stocks and stuff, but in the time it could take you to get to the bank, the other characters can accumulate that much money and then go to the bank and just win themselves. So it's always kind of a race to the finish kind of thing. But also, you're going around the board. There's these spades, you know, like clubs, hearts, diamonds, that kind of thing. There's 4 of them, and they're always on the board somewhere, so you always want to go around and collect them. If you collect them, you can go back to the bank, and when you get to the bank, you get a promotion, which levels you up 1 level. So there's a level system in this game too, which is cool. It's like an RPG thing. It's almost like an element they took from Dragon Quest or something, which is awesome. And then it gives you a big cash flow, and you can spend all that on like getting new stocks and stuff. But basically, and people go around and then they keep upgrading their properties just like Monopoly. So eventually, later on, when you're at like level 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever, near the end of the game, like the properties are all huge. It's like you could lose all of your money in one go if you land on the wrong property because somebody's invested so much into it. Also, they're in the districts. Like I was saying, there's districts that you invest stocks into. In the districts, they're all color coded. So you basically can, if you buy out that district, you have a monopoly on that district, just like in Monopoly. So that's... Oh, this is from Dragon Quest, I think, right? Isn't this Dragon Quest 9? That's the other thing. There's a lot of Dragon Quest 9 in here. We'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, and as you can tell, it's got all the best musical aspects of both. We'll talk about that in a minute here, too. But anyway, so you buy out these districts, you get a monopoly on them, and then the more areas you own in that district, the like further you can invest to really stock up and build up the number that's on that board that'll people have to pay when they land on it. So it gets really hectic. And my point was, later on in the game, near the end, if you got these giant spaces, and if you're strategic, you know, which the AI players are and whatnot, you set up your district around one of these spades or whatever, suits, one of the suits, you know, like spades, and then you can, when somebody has to go through there, it's like a long, dangerous trek. Am I going to roll that 6 that's going to, you know, land me on that spot that's 3,000 and it's going to bankrupt me kind of thing? Which is cool. So stocks also, you can sell them in case you get into any trouble, so they're kind of like a backup insurance money if you need them, which is a big part of the game that I just kind of learned more recently when playing against the AI. The stocks are essential. As long as you like kind of invest your stocks a little bit in every district, you're gonna have a pretty good chance at winning. But to do that, you need to make money to buy the stocks, because stocks get more expensive as people start investing in the district. So you have to like really balance everything. It's this like really great balancing act. Another cool aspect of the game is that you have so you use your me character in the storyline, the campaign. Here, actually, let's go. Oh yeah, I can't control it on here. Forget that. Where's my Wiimote? All right, so yeah, so this is like the costume thing I was gonna talk about in a second. But as you can see here, if you go, so we got like a bunch of options. These are like the single player options. You go to tour here, and it'll I'm gonna get that in closer. Oh shit, I know. Alright, so you got like a Dragon Quest tour, you got like a Mario tour, and they've got like all these levels from the games. You know, like there's Castle Trodaine from Dragon Quest 8, and you know the characters are themed around those things. You know, so you got a bunch of other stuff there, and let's see if we can get that closer that way we can see this. Yes, I know. Alright, thanks. Ha! See? Oh my god! That's music from Super Mario World. I don't even know where that plays in the game. That's awesome. You know, you got like the ghost ship and stuff. You got all this stuff from Dragon Quest, and then it's like, oh my god, you got Mario stuff. It's like, the Mario tour is like, oh, you can go to this and this Mario stuff. And Mario Kart. Delfino Plaza, which is a favorite. Peach's Castle, which plays the Super Mario RPG music, which is awesome. There was some Mario RPG, or Mario Galaxy one too. Is that in here, I think? Oh yeah, Super Mario Bros. That has like the original Super Mario Bros. Going on in the background. That's awesome. Bowser's Castle. I swear to God, I probably passed it already, but there's a Good Egg Galaxy. Oh, there it is. Good Egg Galaxy, which is from Super Mario, Super Mario Galaxy, obviously. Oh, fuck. This is about to fall. But anyway, so yeah, it's really cool. Because there's all these different things. You have like all of them from Dragon Quest and all of them from Super Mario, and all these levels and stuff. And then here, let me go back to the character selection so we can show all the characters off. But it brings in the best elements of fan service from both worlds there, which is awesome. Okay. Oh, you know what it was? I could have just done this. Hold on a second. So, yeah, so it's pretty amazing. I mean, you know, Mario, I like Mario, but Dragon Quest is really awesome. So just to think that there's a Dragon Quest board game that's been going on for years and years in Japan there is insane. We need more of these games. Please localize these again. It's been since 2011, so not thinking that we're going to get this anytime soon, but we could use one on the Switch. That would be the most incredible thing. It's made for this kind of game. Alright, so if I go to free play here, let's see. So okay, here's all the characters. It's tough because I have to use this instead of using this. As you can see, it keeps giving me the prompt that I can't use the gamepad. God damn it. Can't use the gamepad for this. Alright, so we got like, you know, we got all the Mario characters. We got Mario, Luigi there. We got Yoshi, Birdo, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong. Even Diddy Kong's in here. Forgot about that. Peach and Daisy and all them. And then you have, you know, the Dragon Quest characters as well. You have Dragon Quest 4 characters, Platypunk, you know, you got your Slime, of course, he's classic. You got Jessica and the Draco Lord. It's a Dragon Lord in this game, but just Draco Lord. You got, she's from Dragon Quest 9, that's Patty. There's a lot of Dragon Quest 9 in here, which is a little bit disappointing, but that's alright. Could be a good game, I don't know, haven't played it in a while. Oh yeah, this is the princess from Dragon Quest 2, that's pretty cool. Bianca, of course, my girl. Carver from Dragon Quest 6. Ugh, get him out of here. You got, yeah, Angelo and the Dragon Quest 7 guys. So they have a nice little selection of stuff here, which is great. You know, Dragon Quest related stuff. Yeah. So I mean, all the characters, it's really cool. You know, they have even a representation from like pretty much all the Dragon Quest games that like have like distinctive characters, which is cool. It would have been cool to see like Nira or something. Of course, a lot of people stand Bianca in Dragon Quest 5 there, and I can get that because Bianca's really cool too. But I went Nira, my first Dragon Quest 5 route. She's not on the cover? No, she's not. They clearly want you to go with fucking Bianca here. Yeah, I don't know. She's not on the cover. Anyway. But yeah, so Fortune Street. It's great. It's got really great characters, and you know, the atmosphere is great. The music obviously is top notch. They've got really solid remixes of like all of the sound, not all, but like a lot of the great Mario tunes and a lot of the great Dragon Quest tunes are in here in full force. And they even have stuff from like Mario RPG, like I said, and Peach's Castle and stuff, and that's just great. It's good fan service, you know. It's like not like pandery fan service. It's like well done fan service. So, cool part is too. So you're playing all of these levels and stuff, right? And you actually get these points, and I just kind of found out about this today, but there's also trophies and stuff you can do, so that's pretty cool. Achievements before, I mean, this was in the time of achievements, but also achievements on the Wii, which isn't really a thing, so that's neat. There's some extra content there. But it's cool because there's a shop where you can buy like costumes and stuff, and I switched to a girl me. I had a guy me before, but there's more options for girl me characters for like clothing and whatnot. So, you know, you got like a bunch of different stuff. You can do all sorts of different kind of stuff. But the cool thing is like there's like sets And these are all, yeah, there we go, from Super Mario RPG. This is the song. Yeah, this is what plays at Peach's Castle. But you have, you know, like that's from Dragon Quest IX. But these are like all the costumes of the characters, and you can put them on your character. And you know, most of the guy options, you don't obviously have like all of the Bianca and all them. So that sucks. But so that's my recommendation. Be a girl me. So that, oh, and then you have the Metal King slime, which is badass, or not Metal King, Metal King armor, which is badass. But you can see I've got like a bunch of stuff I haven't unlocked yet either. Basically, you get points and you can unlock these in a store, and stuff. But you just have all sorts of like stuff. I bought like the Santa thing, which is kind of funny, in the Eastern dress there, and so you know, you got all these costumes that you can work towards. You know, that's whatever. But also, what's cool is you can get accessories and mascots here, which so you can like have like a metal slime, or I have the cure slime. That's the one I have because it just like kind of floats there, which I think is really cool. You can have like a Draki, or like, oh yeah, like a Mimic. Watch him, he's gonna pop out. Boom, yeah, you know, so like Goombas, they have like Buzzy Beetles and Goombas and stuff from like the original Super Mario Brothers. I thought that was so cool. Yeah, but you know, stuff like that you can unlock, that's really neat, you know, so you're always working towards something. I just kind of remembered that this was a thing the other day when I was playing this, but yeah, so let me show you how kind of a game of this works. I'm not, you know, like go super hardcore on it because it's a little tricky to see it. You know, it'd be better if I could just like show gameplay or something, but let's just go with like a simple map here. Look at this, live Let's Play. JZNES Let's Play. What's up? We're gonna play Dragon Quest, Fortune Street here. Let's just go to like, yeah, Castle Trodaine. That's cool. Can I listen to this on here? Oh. It's gonna conflict a little bit with the music over there. Alright, so you like, you see me there. You like roll the thing. Okay, yeah, you know, this is just to determine who goes first or whatever, so. Yeah, there we got a pretty good roll kind of thing. This would be nice if I had like a Wii U stand or something. We could set this on, show it off. I mean, that's how I'll just record my Wii U footage like this now. Just do this. Isn't that great? Didn't you guys love that? You can see all this shit in the background. You know, but it's got like the music. Okay, so for example, so like right now, target condition is to get 10,000 accumulated, you know, net worth. So like here I am. So, you know, the characters talk and stuff. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so like, you know, you roll. So I'd buy this property here or whatever. Yeah, cool. So I'm already off to a good start kind of thing. You always want to get the ones around the bank too, because then that means like, if your player has like one extra little space there in their roll, then like, you know, they're typically gonna land on it kind of thing. So yeah, so you can see there's like the slime and stuff. Let's once it gets done with their turn or whatever. The other thing about this is, unlike Mario Party, there's no little mini games in between and stuff. So the gameplay is kind of just like one consecutive, you're just playing Monopoly kind of thing. But you know, there's a lot of more aspects of the Monopoly and stuff too that they added, like the stocks and stuff. So all right, so let's go through all the stuff here. So you view the board. This is a pretty small board actually, but you got like your suit. This is a really small board actually. The boards are way more bigger than this. This is like really simplistic, but we're just doing an example here. So you got like your suits and stuff. This is kind of what you're trying to get to, is these suits and stuff. But so yeah, so this is basically just a loop. This is a really simple level. You just loop around and then you grab all these and come back to the bank kind of thing. So like, that'd be like kind of your goal here. But a lot of times they're spread apart like a good distance and stuff. So it's a lot harder to get at there. And you can, here's also what you can do. So you can sell your stocks and stuff. What's cool is you can manage your shops here, and you have an option to, so you can auction a shop that you have. You could sell a shop. I could buy somebody else's shop. Like let's say right now I want this property that they bought here, right? So I'd offer them the lowest amount, and they're gonna offer me what it's actually worth or whatever. Let's see. And 520. See, look at this. Early game, you can get a lot of properties really cheap. So it's actually pretty good. So like, I'd probably take this if I was actually interested in this. Sometimes it's like not very valuable at all, but even the good properties you can get. I found that the AI is kind of, they don't like really want to trade or whatever either, but they'll like let you buy them out kind of stuff. But you can also exchange shops and whatnot. So like, let's say, watch, I'll do a live example. Like if I want to trade this for this shop, and now they go off of value and stuff. So if you add a little bit to the trade there, this is pretty even. Yeah, I'm actually giving them a pretty good deal here. So let's see if she takes this. She's probably not going to take it though. She's saying, nope. See, she didn't take it. So that's kind of how the AIs are in this game. They're kind of greedy with that. But yeah, you get the idea. Is you'd want to do all that, and you can buy the stocks at the bank and whatnot, like I was saying. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, you can just like do this to save and then leave and whatever, and your game will be there when you come back, which is awesome because the game is super long. It takes a long time. Multiple hours sometimes to do the game. Yeah, and they used to have online, but that's not a thing anymore, obviously. So yeah, you get the idea. I'm gonna put this down. Oh, I'm gonna put this down because it's a lot harder to do that kind of thing. So anyway, yeah, Dragon Quest Street. Fortune Street is awesome. It's just a lot of fun. It's a really fun board game that you want to play with your friends and stuff. It's made many memorable hours for me and my friends. Kind of team up on the other players and whatnot to kind of try to overtake them. And then you turn on each other later on and stuff. It's so much fun. Such a fun game. I don't know really what else I want to talk about Fortune Street. I mean, I really love this game. It's a kind of instant classic for me. Obviously, very Dragon Quest focused, which is you know, very much in my realm. That's like my favorite series, pretty much, other than Metal Gear. It's probably my favorite RPG series by far. But it's just got a lot of good, you know, fan service, and that's awesome. It's a game made for Mario and Dragon Quest fans. But even if you're not a fan of that kind of stuff, you can just use your Mii's or whatever and just play it. That's cool. You can do that. I mean, yeah. So you could be any of your Mii's. Like right here, let's actually. Oh fuck! I keep forgetting. I can't use this as the thing. Also, so the typical way of doing it is you usually use it like this. You button like this, and the 2 button is the A button. But you can also switch it vertically like this to where you're holding it, you know, as such, and you can use the A button and the D-pad, which is usually the way I like to do it. It's just one hand kind of thing. But what's also nice is, you know, you're like, oh man, I don't want to play Fortune Street. I've got like, I don't have 4 of these. You know, I just have 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. You don't need to. You don't need to have more than 1 of these. That's the best part about this game, is you can just pass this to the next player every turn, because there's no mini games and stuff that you actually like need to do like in Mario Party. You can just keep passing this single Wiimote around, and it works, and it's great, and that's such a convenient option. So you don't have to buy 4 Wiimotes or whatever, or like go dig them out of your fucking, you know, basement or I don't know, cabinet or whatever wherever the fuck you put these things. So yeah, I mean that's really cool, you know, is that you can just pass this around, and that's good enough, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, but I mean, Fortune Street, there's not a lot to say about it. It gets to be a pretty complex game when you're going up against the AIs and stuff, but it's really such a great game, especially if you're a fan of Dragon Quest or Mario. Like, such a great game. Like, the music is top notch. Like, obviously, I know I've talked about this a little bit, but the music is insane, because it's like it has all of the best Dragon Quest and Mario tracks and whatever. And yeah, so it just is really fitting. I don't know if you can like switch around the music for each levels or whatever. That might be a thing like in Smash Brothers, but I don't know if it is or not. Oh, here it is. This is Delfino Plaza, which is it's funny because one time This is what's great about Fortune Street is we have so many memories with this game. But one time we were at my dad's cabin. My friend Nick is like, "Oh, let's play on Delfino Plaza," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, man. What about the music? Do you think that's gonna get a little annoying after a while?" But I would constantly check in with him like every hour or so, like, "Hey, man, still liking that music?" And he's like, "Yep, it's still really good." And I'm just like, "Oh, this is great." It was a lot of fun. It was a funny little thing for us there, but. See, it's just a jammable game. You can sit here and jam out to it, and it's aesthetically pleasing as well. I know it's really hard to kind of see on the gamepad there. I usually don't have very much footage of video games anyway on here, but it looks really nice on the Wii. If you're using it on like a Wii U or something, like as long as you have like composite cable or not composite component cables or something. So yeah, I think everyone's got a Wii, basically. Like, I think a lot of people probably sold their Wii, but most people still have a Wii, so it's a very accessible game. I can't imagine it's worth much online. Let's legitimately look into this. Let's see what's going for online. This is like this is the livest, fucking JZNES video or whatever that there ever was. Let's see, Fortune Street. Wii. Yeah, you can get it for like 20 bucks. I see someone here for like 15 or 17 or whatever. So like 20 bucks. That's like, for 20 bucks, I will tell you what, it is absolutely worth it. I paid 60 for it back in the day, and when I didn't even have that much money, and I think that was still a great purchase because I've gotten so much value out of this game. It's just infinitely replayable because there's always something new, and even as a single player experience, you have all of this content. You saw there was like 18, 20 levels there or something that you can just go through, and the AIs are going to give you a hard time, so it's really going to take you a while. It's really fun to just kind of play on your own though as well. If you're like kind of into that thing, if you want to play like a board game on your own, like I had this urge to play it, that's why we're talking about it right now. So like, I don't know. I just really love Fortune Street. I would say the one like problem or downfall or downside to it, quote unquote, you saw, is that it's very heavily reliant on Dragon Quest IX, is because that's the new game that was at the time or whatever. It doesn't really detract that much from the experience, but a lot of the levels that probably could have been something from a better Dragon Quest game, say Dragon Quest VIII or something, which they have representation for pretty much all the Dragon Quest games, which is nice. Dragon Quest is a little less represented than Mario, but that's alright. I'm just saying, so there's a lot more like Dragon Quest IX levels and stuff, which is like whatever, so. Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. It's such a fun game because it makes you feel good while playing it, and it makes you hate everyone while playing it. I legitimately had a few moments where I threw my controller. Let me tell you this. So like, okay, the game is pretty difficult later on in the later levels because the AIs get just insanely like ridiculous. I mean, it's not like super hard. It's manageable, but the thing is, they're ruthless in that last level. Like, okay, so like, as soon as I got to 25,000 or whatever, which was the goal for the last level, they started, like, everyone else got it too, so it was just like this mad dash. And on the last level, there's this thing where there's these little warp things, and it's not a lot of levels have this, like, that are like super detrimental or whatever. I mean, a few do. Kind of the later levels have this, but there's warp pads that like warp you to a separate island, like basically like on the side where you have to like hit a warp pad to get back out or something. Also, I'll talk about the special spaces in a second here. But the warp pads like warp you back out, and so you're stuck in this little loop until you can like figure it out to get back out. Until you roll like the perfect number. And so it was really hectic because the last level has two of these things on both sides. There's actually suits in each of these, which is they usually put suits on those little like off islands to kind of help you out just in case you're stuck there for a minute. But there's suits on each of them, and those two islands are actually interconnected by another portal, which is interesting. But basically it was crazy because like 3 of us got like 25,000 around the same time, and it was just like constantly another one would get it, another one would get it, and like the last guy didn't have it or whatever. But it was like me and 2 other characters, and I was about to win. I would have fucking won this shit. Like twice this happened to me or something. But the second time I didn't roll enough to do it, and then Bowser got me, Bowser Jr. or whatever. And the first time, it was really, really close. And I think I got sucked into that island or whatever, and I couldn't get out. And it was just kind of, it sucked. But that's not the whole game in general. A lot of the levels don't even have those little warp things. But I'm just saying, like, it gets pretty intense later on. Like, it gets really savage in the later levels. And the AIs don't want to trade to save your life. You saw it, like, even on the first level, they're just like, nah, I'm good. I'm trading. That's more for like your friends and stuff, but piece of advice, just buy them out if you can. Try and buy their property. Also, okay, so here's the thing. You can buy the property like I showed you, or if you land on it, you have the option every time to buy out the property for 5 times the value, which is usually not that great of a deal if you're like trying to like win. But if it gets you a monopoly or something in an area and it's kind of a low value and you've got like a ton of money or something, buyouts are definitely a good idea. But you gotta keep in mind that when you buy somebody out, all of the money that you bought them out for goes into them, so that adds to their overall, you know, net worth or whatever, which is like the win condition for the game. So you got to be really careful with that, because if you buy it out, it has to be something that's actually pretty important to you. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and money, because your net worth's gonna go down a lot too by buying them out. So just keep that in mind. But also, I want to talk about there's special spaces in some of the later levels where you can like build a thing, and there's like a checkpoint, which every time somebody goes through there, even when you go through there, you don't have to pay for it, but every time somebody goes through there, the amount increases by 10. So it just keeps racking up money, and typically a space, when you land on it, even in, you know, you have to land on it to like have to pay that money. But the checkpoint, every time you walk through that specific area, you have to pay for it, which is crazy. So yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a tax agency. These are special spots where you can build these things. These are all on this like one specialized spot if you land on it. There's tax agency, which you get 10% of anybody's net worth. Not even what they have ready cash or whatever. Their net worth, you get 10% of that, which is insane. That's like, you know, that could be 1,000 or like 1,000 plus money there from them, and you just like take that, and that's like, it's crazy. So yeah, so like anytime they land on that, that's really bad. I never saw that many people land on those. There's like a balloon thing or like a circus thing, which like didn't matter. I don't really know what that one does. There's a thing where you can build it there, and then every time you land on it, you can bring every player there, kind of like in Mario Party 2 in the Western level or whatever. So that's kind of helpful. There's also a balloon port there, so every time you land on that spot, if it's your balloon port, these are all if they're yours kind of thing. But if it's your balloon port, you can instantly teleport yourself to any space in the game. So if you have that empty space you've been trying to get, you just haven't landed on it, and nobody's landed on it kind of thing, you can just go there and you can get it. Or you can land on a suit, or you can land on anything else like that. Also, when you land on a suit, this like big menu comes up, and there's like all these little squares. There's like probably like 100 of these little squares or whatever. And you fill them in, and as you fill them in, if you can get them in a row, you get like more value for them. But they have like little effects like warp to this space, or like you get money for this, or your shops are closed today, or everyone else's shops are closed today, or something to that effect, you know, or invest in an area or something. They have all these kind of effects that are gameplay things, which can be a little bit unfair, because that's what I was going to say about that first game on the last level. That's how the guy fucking won, is he got onto one of those, and of course, out of all of the, because they clear once you fill them up, and it was fully cleared, and out of all of the little spaces that he chose, he managed to do the warp to any one space, and it warped him to the bank, and he won, which sucked. So that was really cheap. That's the one time I like threw my controller or whatever. This is Mario Galaxy. This is the one they play on Good Egg Galaxy. I love these tracks. Mario Galaxy has such a good soundtrack. Anyway, so there's stuff like that. The AIs will piss you off a little bit, but, you know, really fun game to play with your friends. There's a lot of, like, little mechanics and stuff that you'll learn along the way. Oh, my God, it's so good. And then there's like, little mini games that do happen sometimes when you land on, like, the arcade space. There's, like, one where you, like, choose your slime or whatever, and based on how many chests and kind of luck, if you get to the end, you get a bunch of money. There's, like, a dart game that, like, gives... like whatever player gets hit with the dart gets like a certain thing. There's like a memory game that can give you like extra stocks and like put value into your areas and stuff, and like you can get money from that as well. It's really cool. Like, so I mean, they're not like really mini games, they're just like little extra things when you land on that, but so those are cool. But yeah, so I mean, just overall, like, oh, and I was gonna say, like, aesthetically, like, the animations on the little characters and stuff are really cool too. They like really bring out the personality of the stuff. And you can even buy little animations for your character, which is pretty cool. Like I said, you get points after every game and stuff that you can like spend towards that. So that's really cool. But also, you know, okay, and that's the other thing. Like in the main single player campaign, you don't always have to get first on every level. You can get second a lot of times. The later levels you have to get first on, but so that's helpful. It's just to unlock more levels. That's how you unlock more levels. That's how you unlock characters too, is by going through there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean, just like, it's a really cool game. There's a lot of content, a lot of value that you can get out of this game. And I highly recommend it. I mean, don't spend $60 on it because it's not worth that anymore, but I would definitely I would still spend $60 on this game now if I had to, kind of thing, if it was kind of rare or something. But you can get it for like 20 bucks. Like, just go get it, buy it online or something. It's really good. You have so much fun with your friends. Maybe it'll like make you throw your controller a few times, but it's in a good way. It's such a fun game, such a fun party game. You're gonna have so many good times with your friends. Music's great, the fan service is great. If you love Dragon Quest, you gotta have this game. You must have this game. Thou must. You must get this game. But anyway, so yeah, I would say like wholly recommended. I give it like a 9.3 out of 10 kind of thing. This is from the end of Super Mario World. Oh my God, I just realized this is the music that plays when somebody gets like the target amount or whatever. This is from Super Mario World. How did I not realize that? Holy crap, that's awesome. See, little things like that are just fucking amazing. Like there's a round, like a kind of a slot machine kind of game. And it has like one of the Mario World, like when you're in the not the warp pipe, the button areas, you know, in Super Mario World, where you have to like go and hit the giant buttons. When you're in one of those, it has that music there. And it plays the little sound effect from Super Mario 3 when you like win and stuff, which is cool. Like, just so much fan service, so many little like nods towards the old games and stuff, like, which is really cool. I know it's like, oh, nostalgia, it's pandering, but it's like, no man, it's cool. It's actually really well done. So you know, it's great. It's fantastic. And even now, since I've had this game for 9 years or whatever, now it's a nostalgic game. So it's like you get all the nostalgia from the Dragon Quest characters and the Mario characters and stuff, and then you get the nostalgia from playing the game from all that time ago. So it's like it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Or as my friend would say, it's fantastic. You know, so so yeah. But anyway, definitely play Fortune Street. It's, you know, like I said, 9.3 out of 10. I don't really know what I'd change. Fuck it, you know, give it a 9.5. And there's not really any problems with it or anything. It's probably one of the best board games ever. You know, aside from Mario Party 2, it's my second favorite, like, party board game kind of thing. So yeah, that's cool. So fuck yeah, Fortune Street, play it, you know, go get it. It's amazing. I know, that's what I'm gonna say in this whole video, but so yeah. Let's yeah, like and subscribe and do all that crazy stuff. We'll get to 100 subscribers. I'll do my top 10 games of all time, and we'll do that. It'll be a fun video, okay? So, awesome. Play Fortune Street. It's amazing. You gotta play it. Pokemon, gotta buy it. You know, Fortune Street, gotta play it. Alright, cool. JZNES saying stick around for more reviews, underrated games, and I'll see you guys in the next one. JZ out. When I can get this to shut off.